Still sucks, though, when you first get a hero, you don't have that much selection. You have to wait until you have used them quite a bit, or sent them on quite a bit of missions.
What's your next wish?
Get better stuff. Expires in 2 days.
Stay out of trouble.
We'll do the Morbius mission first. Then we'll send Morbius on one of those. That way he can get a modded ability, because that's what he'll need.
Now that the Hydra vampires have my prototype sample, I've no doubt they'll attempt to create their own sunlight serum.
Mass produce it, more like.
Where would Hydra vampires go to mass produce sunlight serum?
Somewhere familiar to them.
How about a Hydra facility that makes the gamma goop they put in their blood?
Yes, I'm gonna go with exactly like that.
How about one sending a distress signal about a vampire invasion? Might be a good place to start.
And of course we got Hunter and Morbius. And we'll take Spider-Man with us. Because this stuff works pretty well.
Mass production of my prototype sample. It's a nightmare come to life.
You ever regret creating your sample?
Of course. But humankind did not split the atom just to create bombs. In the right hands, science is a force for prosperity.
What about the wrong hands?
I am done with them. They will not have hands.
Fair enough. And still the same basic path. I'm surprised they never patched any in there to make that a little different for the walking path.
Has Hydra turned upon itself?
No, this is biology. It is a vampire's nature to betray the living.
Excuse me?
Oh, but not mine. I differ on a biological level.
Relax. It was a joke.
I should have known you were behind this.
Hold them off. We need more time. Go. Feed upon them. Let their veins bleed rivers.
Ah, so Sin is back. Alright. Protect the Hydra server and hack all the terminals. Redraw double resources and increase heroism. Okay.
If we can disable those terminals, at the very least we can slow their efforts to reproduce the serum.
But we need to protect the server to access the data ourselves.
Correct.
I thought technology was supposed to make our lives easier.
They're intent on attacking the server. We must stop them.
Another protect. Great.
Good.
Draw, sure. Cost 2. So, who's attacking the server? Some of those stronger ones. So, that's us.
I've been waiting.
Something like that.
I'll make quick work of you.
Alright, I want to build up heroism so I can at least hack that data terminal. Sweet. 4 KOs. That's awesome.
I would say that qualifies as amazing.
At least only one of them turned into a vampire. That's not too bad. And since Spider-Man ran over here, Can he... I can't hit it that far. I'll at least draw a card.
Good one!
Dang it. Redraw the Shadow Strike. Redraw that hero combo. Shoot. Does Spider-Man have counter? No, it does not.
Take that!
This costs 0. There we go.
Never surrender.
You're not
Really,
out
the
of
Mystic
yet.
didn't even attack. Huh.
I'm sure you've all realized what will happen if these vampiric Hydra forces lose their vulnerability to the sun.
A lot of innocent civilians are going to pay the price, and we can't allow that.
Your sincere concern for the guiltless is inspiring.
And your lack of empathy for them is disturbing.
No one is to blame but yourself.
Oh wow, that worked fantastic actually. I wasn't expecting anything like that. That's fantastic. I will say, at least for the story so far, I'm glad that each one is adding into each other. So it's not just like, hey, here's this DLC with its own story, followed by this DLC with its own story. It says, hey, here's DLC that actually adds into the story here and here. Or here's how this one connects to this one, and this one to this one, and so on.
No pain will shake our loyalty.
Like how Sin was in the first one. We learned Dracula was her master in the second DLC
We
with
will
Venom.
not fail.
And the third one, we still see more of these vampires. And we have Sin reintroduced. Or not reintroduced, but brought back in, I guess you could say.
At least my mother knows how to keep her minions in check.
As much as she'd like to pretend, Sin doesn't hold the same sway as her grandfather.
Doesn't matter. She has enough resources at her disposal to be a problem.
I got one more terminal I have to hack.
This one's for you!
Don't know if I have to take out all enemies or not, though. So just in case.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
At least you get to take a nap.
Oh, no, you're kidding me. Really? Please get me something that'll actually get me 2 heroism. And instead, something that costs 2 heroism. Crud. There's only 1 terminal left. Come on. I can't believe I totally misplayed that.
As they say,
There we go. Double heroism gains
Stronger
for this
already.
turn. +4.
Nice! Let's do this! Play dead!
And then we'll get that terminal. We'll see if it ends the encounter, or if it face the rest of the enemies.
the prototype is here. We must recover it.
One more batch. Secure it. Quickly now.
Oh, that's right. Should turn minions into those
So we finally
sacks.
have the opportunity to settle our grievances personally.
You're surprisingly enthusiastic for someone marching towards their end.
And you are shockingly confident for someone who dares tread on the work of a superior intellect.
Enough
Of course.
talk.
The light will heal you.
Well, let's get more heroism.
Power of the light.
And don't really need that. I mean, if I could hit all 4, would be amazing. But that's not gonna happen. So
No mercy for the servants.
let's do this.
We will not fall that easy.
Target it. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Maybe I should be flattered.
Ooh, can I just kick her into Hunter? Oh, I can't kick that far. Knock back and quick. KO plus move. Target has full health plus 60 damage.
Here we go.
At least you get to travel to new exciting destinations before you get beat up. I'm not going anywhere.
Ah, crud. I don't have another card play. I didn't pay attention to that part. Shoot.
We see all of your moves.
Well, we're in a good spot.
No more wasting.
Okay, it might not be, depending on how much damage Spider-Man gets.
I think that's gonna leave a mark.
Spider-Man's still up, right? Yeah. He's not down. Good. Do want to get Sin down this round, though, if I can.
We've already made excellent progress.
Um, 211 damage. Hey. That move's gotten a
Okay, that
lot
was
stronger
pretty
over
cool.
the game then. I remember when it only did like 60 something,
Still
60
they
70
persist.
something when I first got it. Now it's just increased. This should be a car play
I'm
refund,
impressed.
right? Sweet.
Their time is short.
The other side should fear you, Hunter, if they don't already.
Time 0 combo. Sweet. Really fantastic. Let's back up the next round.
Let us see if they have an answer for this.
Quick claw. That worked
I
perfect
smell
there.
Ooh, I like it.
That's free.
Remember who started.
Gain concealed. Don't need that this turn. Shadow Strike. Ah, can't even chain far enough.
This won't
This'll work.
A futile effort.
And we'll just shove that vampire. Perfect. Now I only have reinforcements to deal with and Sin next round.
They're not giving up yet.
And just regular shoulders. And we got Sin up.
The day as well as the night. None will stand in their way.
It's important they see you maintain an inspirational outlook in the face of overwhelming defeat.
Make you.
You were too weak for this fight.
Gain one fast. Sweet. Almost all of her health was gone. Retribution, yeah.
Anybody else feel that?
Gonna have him target me for no reason. How about this?
Ooh, that really looked like it hurt.
And we're good here. Since all we had to do was defeat her.
I'll take that.
Your prototype sample?
Indeed. And now to destroy the sunlight serum. But it's not all here, is it?
Of course not. We manufactured so much. All transported off-site before you even arrived. This is the final batch. A reserve. I am a wolf in the night. The yapping of a mangy cur does not concern me.
Tell me where you brought the serum.
Watch that temper, little mutt. You don't want to lash out and bite the ones you love.
Tell me!
Where else, you pathetic counterfeit? I delivered it to the Lord of Vampires.
You don't know what you've done.
Oh, but I do. Dracula, my master, has enough sunlight serum to supply an army. And there's nothing you can do to stop him.
Ooh, yeah, Dracula is not the kind of guy to get that. Wages of sin. The Lord of Vampires. Yeah, that's not good. That's not so much a victory.
Hey,
Join
Hunter.
hands.
I saw Morbius heading toward Hunter's Folly. He looked distressed. Can you make sure he's not about to lose control? If I go out there, it won't be to talk.
I understand how Morbius feels, but we can't have any loose cannons on this team.
Yeah, very true.
I never used to trust anyone unless they had a rough childhood.
Really?
Don't act so surprised. I'm capable of trusting people.
I meant, why did you feel that way?
Oh, I used to think people with easy childhoods were soft, that they'd blow over as soon as anything went wrong. I didn't hate them, but I barely saw them as human.
People can fracture under pressure. Better to know that early so you do not crumble later in life.
A fractured bone doesn't heal any stronger. Sometimes it never fully heals. Truth is, I never had it easy and was jealous of those who did. Took me a while to figure that out. How about you? Not counting Ileana, your childhood was the roughest of the Midnight Suns. Do you find it harder to trust?
Maybe 3 centuries ago, but that is no longer how I see it.
You think dying put what matters into perspective?
Could be. Or maybe Nico's role in my resurrection gave me a bit of her optimism.
You're lucky if it did. She has enough to keep us going, but not so much to be annoying. I respect that.
And what would Blade like here? Tactics of the Ancients?
Okay.
Sure. Alright, let's talk to Morbius then. Let's see what he's doing. I said a lot of people like to go up to Hunter's Folly. There's not much of a point going up there. That's just where my tomb was.
I came out here to be alone, Hunter.
Are you sure being alone is a good idea right now?
Blade sent you to check on me, didn't he? Probably didn't want to come himself because he thought we'd just end up fighting.
Is he wrong?
Of course not. And I can't promise we won't end up trading blows before the night is through, either.
Maybe a good sparring session will help you blow off steam.
No, I do not actually want to fight you. But I am grateful for your company.
Do you want to talk about what happened today?
They stole my work, Hunter. They perverted it for their own designs. There is an army of vampires ready to cut loose on the world, and they are all immune to sunlight. I did that, not Dracula.
You could not have known that Dracula would get his hands on your sample.
No. But I should have foreseen that he'd want it, that he would come for it.
We will fix this. Together.
You're right. Wallowing in self-pity will accomplish nothing. We must prepare to act. Oh, and Hunter. I'm sorry. My behavior tonight was beyond the pale. I wish you had not seen me like this.
Doctor, my mother turned against me and started building an army. I understand betrayal. You have no need to apologize.
You are too kind. I really am glad you came. Instead of Blade. Well, I would love a few quiet moments to meditate on what we've said. Unless you need something else.
Enjoy the quiet.
I'll just be here, brooding.
Dang. Well, at least that's +1 friendship. That's good. Does Blade want to talk after that? I guess I'll wait till I get back in the Abbey. Just so it's more zoomed in. Those two want to talk, though.
We better get back to stopping the prophecy now.
Oh, excuse me, my mind was at... Hunter, I heard that you went to talk to Morbius. If it helps, I know of an infused herbal tea renowned for its calming effects.
I do not think that'll be necessary, Stephen.
I must admit, Morbius is an anomaly. He's no longer human, but he isn't like other vampires. He struggles to find a place he belongs.
We're all on a journey to find belonging. In that sense, Morbius is not alone.
Very perceptive, Hunter. Though I wonder if Morbius would find it comforting.
It sounds like you care about Morbius.
I recognize something inside of him. Our ambitions are similar. We were both obsessed with our work, with our goals. That drive eventually led to his downfall, as did mine.
Yet you are both very different men.
But the need for spiritual recuperation affects us both. Do not be surprised that Morbius loses control. That is his crucible. He must overcome it to make peace with himself.
Dracula still holds up as a novel. How did it go with Morbius? Is he slipping?
Relax, Blade.
That man is a walking bomb. Maybe the fuse isn't lit, but I don't want to be caught holding him when he explodes.
I know Morbius is dangerous, but he is hurting and scared. He needs a place where he can feel at home.
It sounds like you're talking about a wounded animal. Just remember that Morbius isn't a stray cat you can befriend with a saucer of milk.
I am surprised, Blade. You and Morbius are not that different. I thought you knew the darkness with which he wrestles. I thought you would empathize with him.
I do know that darkness. That's why I'm worried. Morbius can't kill the monster inside. He can only continue to build a cage around it. He didn't ask for this curse, and he wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Are you still talking about Morbius?
Just watch your back, Hunter. I don't like how Morbius is acting. We need to work on our contingency plan.
We? You have more experience with Morbius than I. I assumed you already had emergency protocols in place.
I do. I'm asking for your help to make them better.
Blade, the Abbey grounds are already littered in protective runes and incantations designed to protect us from any kind of danger. Moreover, we should give Morbius the benefit of the doubt. He needs our support, not our suspicion.
Ignore this if you want, but I'm gonna sleep with a wooden stake under my pillow.
I thought you already did that.
Yeah, and it's because of monsters like Morbius.
Dang. He's very untrustworthy of Morbius, just because he's vampire. He wasn't so worried about Venom. Just surprising, because I'd say Venom is actually more dangerous than Morbius. Even though Morbius is more intelligent, Venom is basically a big walking tank who could destroy many things and many people.
Code red alarm. I repeat, code red alarm. Everyone stop what you're doing. I can't find the notebook for my, research project. I really need it back. Over.
Oh, and don't read it.
Eddie, don't use the comms for personal use.
Solid copy, cat herder.
You're forgiven. And I do quite like that handle.
Say again? Something, personal use?
Cat herder out.
Alright, now we can do that research of Bleeding Edge.
Welcome to Tony's Scary Demon Cave. I'm Tony, and how may I assist you today?
Get 2 Morbius cards
Everything
again.
behind me turns into a giant gateway to
That'd be
ancient.
awesome.
Sometimes, I even impress myself.
Ooh, Savage Swipe. Yes and yes.
Later.
Perfect. Forceful knockback. Oh, only forceful knockback. Oh, if target has bleed, quick. Interesting. Let's do that instead of charm. Find Eddie's journal. Alright, where might his journal be,
Ready
though?
to fight some crime?
Hey, can I
Oh,
ask
that's
a favor?
hero quest. Where is Eddie? 'Cause he'd be the guy to ask. Show the grounds. I actually don't see Venom anywhere. Oh, take that back.
Yes, hello.
Find Eddie's journal. Where exactly might his journal be, though? Will it just be in some random
my
spot?
friend sense is tingling.
Hunter, hello.
Or is it in a certain spot for a certain reason? 'Cause I don't wanna... If it's in the Abbey, I could do a quick look, but if it's not in the Abbey, then I'm gonna wanna probably look up where it's at. Just because I don't want to waste a lot of time doing that. At least on screen. Off screen, sure. On screen, don't want to push you guys through that. Anyone's room's open? Whose is this? Is this Morbius? I don't know. Oh, okay. Whose room is this? Oh, it's his room. He lost it? Seriously? And it was in his room the whole time. Eddie?
Eddie, I found your notebook.
What? Oh, that's incredible. Where was it?
In your room.
Huh. Really? That seems fishy. Why would it be there?
Because it is your room?
Yeah, which is why it would be the perfect place for someone to leave it after they read it. Hey, you didn't read it, did you?
You have some interesting ideas. Keep digging.
I knew you would understand. Unlike Parker. But don't worry about me. I'm a pro at this stuff.
Yep, as he's digging into Dracula's stuff. Let's do another daily sparring here.
I guess I could show you a couple.
Oh, increased level 25. Well, who's not at 25 then? Magic and Doctor Strange. These two. Doctor Strange.
Sorceress.
Why not?
Back again.
And upgrades more of Morbius' abilities.
You know what? I deserve this.
Caretaker said I need to be a team player. So I guess I'm letting you choose for me too.
Alright, did I go and get... I think I already did research. Yes, I did.
Don't forget to write.
Cool. Let's go to the mission board then. We're probably gonna just do a general mission. So I'll end up cutting and doing that. Yep, general mission. So... I'll do one with the, Essences. Yeah. Oh, actually,
How goes it, Hunter? Or
for
is it
Morbius,
the Hunter?
This should
I'm actually
keep
going to
someone
send
busy.
him on this mission. Ah, Christ, not tactical. Really? Wait, Deadpool's tactical? Let's send Venom then.
Bye.
Any Gamma Coil? Just common ones.
I'm here if
I
you
want
need me.
epic or higher. But yeah, gonna do a supply run then. And I'll do it with Hunter and why not Morbius? I'll cut to the results. And that wasn't really hard. Got some essences, so it gives us something to work with. Especially since any of the abilities that Morbius has that costs heroism, I need heroic essence. Which, I get it, but also, it, shoot, what's what I'm looking for? It's more difficult to earn for, really. I'm using heroic essence because that's pretty much the one that you get the least, which sucks, really. Sure. Daily sparring with
You don't know.
Venom.
Time's wasting, Hunter. Peace.
Nice. Not for Morbius, so not right there.
What's your next wish?
Nice. What do we got in Shield Exchange? Hey, Epic Name and Quill. Perfect.
Bye.
I will take that with me. Hopefully, they'll give me some Morbius cards. And I got 3 credits. Slowly makes up for it.